Hi there, Norman here from WoCode, and today we're going to be taking a look at the FX Amped Circle widget. The FX Amped Circle widget displays a hypnotic ring of concentric circles in perpetual motion. This effect can be used to add impact to important headlines or content on any site. So let's go ahead and jump into the builder here and take a look at exactly how to set this widget up. Here in the builder, we have our coming soon veterinarian template. Now, this template is originally designed for a veterinarian site. However, the beauty of the WoCode platform is that you are not required to stay true to the original template's design. So for this example, we'll be removing the content related to the veterinary site and making this a more generalized coming soon page. But I want to utilize the Amp Circle widget as the background to really bring some life to the page. So let's first start by removing the current page background, and we'll do this by opening up the design panel. We'll open up site background, background per page, and we'll come down here to the background image and we'll click delete. Next, we want to go to the color, and I want to change the color to use a different color, a slightly lighter gray. Wonderful. Now we can close all of this out. Now with the page prepped, let's go down to the footer and let's just delete out this row because we're not going to need it. So we'll delete that inner row and now our footer is empty. And finally, we can open that widgets panel on the left side panel here, grab that FX Amp Circle widget and drag and drop that right onto the page. Now, it should be noted that this black placeholder for the widget will not be visible on the live site. It will only be visible on the preview site and in the builder. So now that we have that added to the page, we can take a look at how to set this widget up, starting in the Content tab. We have one option in here, and that is the Apply To drop-down panel. There are a few options in here, and most of them are pretty self-explanatory. For this example, we'll be using the entire page option, but I did want to highlight two things within this dropdown. The first one is the entire page option itself, the one that we'll be using in this example. This will apply the effect to the background of the entire page. In this case, the widget may be placed anywhere on the page except for the footer and the header. Placing the widget in the footer or the header will result in the effect being applied to the entire site. Now, it's important to note that due to this widget being so GPU heavy, it is only recommended to use the entire page option on short pages, such as what we're doing here, as longer pages with the entire page enabled will see reduced page speeds. The next option I wanted to take a look at here is this custom CSS selectors option. This is an advanced option that allows you to target elements using their CSS class or ID. This is useful for when you're trying to apply the effect to the background of things where a widget cannot be placed, such as a gallery or a slideshow. We'll select entire page, and then that's going to be it for the Content tab. We could jump over into the Design tab and take a look at how to style this widget. Here in the Design tab, we'll start from the top and work our way down through all the different design options. However, before I continue, you may notice that currently the FX Amp Circle widget is not displaying on the page. If this occurs to you within the builder, perfectly normal. The solution, also just as easy. All you have to do is refresh the builder. And just like that, the widget is loading great. This is a little quirk that can happen within the builder when you initially load up the widget. Let's proceed. We'll jump back into this widget. We'll open this Design tab again, and starting from the top and working our way down, the first option we have is the minimum dimensions option. This sets the width of the container for the widget, and there are two options in this dropdown. First option is the automatic option. This automatically sets the width of the widget's container to be the same width as the row or column the widget is currently in. Below that, we have the custom option. This forces the width of the widget's container to be something other than the width of the row or column the widget is currently in. We'll select automatic and continue down. Below that, we have the spacing option. This sets the space between the lines within the circle. We'll set this for this example to be 45. Below that, we have the amplify lines. This sets the intensity of the widget's animation. We'll set this to 40. Followed by that, we have the background color. This changes the background color behind the animated circle, and we'll leave this as the default. And lastly, we have the amplified lines color. This changes the color of the animated circle, and we'll leave this as the default as well. And that's going to do it for the options panel. Taking a look at the page, that amp circle background is looking great. And now we just need to do a bit of housekeeping and update some of the color for the text. I'll go ahead and change this orange text to be that same purple that we used for the circle. Great. And I'll do the same for this notify button within the contact form. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and grab our preview URL. And we can see here that the amped circle is working great as the page background and does a great job of bringing some life and motion to this otherwise static coming soon page. It should also be noted once again that this black placeholder for the widget will not be visible on the live site. It will only be visible on the preview site and in the builder. And that is it for the FX Amped Circle widget. As you can see, it's a very simple widget, but one that adds a ton of life and some motion to any site. With that being said, my name is Norman Durkee, and you've been rocking with the best website builder platform on the planet, wocode.com. And until next time, and as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to support. We're always here to help.